Welcome to another day of plastic recycling here in Ghana, Kaswa. If you don't know, this is your first time coming to my channel. I started this channel to give you my experience of starting a plastic recycling factory here in Ghana. I've been running it for sort of the best part of a few months. Actually, this journey started years ago, like 2020, 2021, but really sort of got going recently this year. But it's been kind of burning in the background. There's a lot of challenges that we have experienced. So the goal of this channel is to give you my raw experience of starting, coming from abroad. If you don't know my story, I'm a Ghanaian born, left, my mother took me to the UK at the age of 10, my brother and I. And right now, after staying there for over 30 years, I decided, obviously, I want to retire back home. So why not start a business that will also give employment to other people, at the same time keeping the environment clean? Because plastic is a problem. Waste is everywhere. So my goal is to bring you the raw experience that I'm experiencing here in Ghana in terms of running businesses. You're gonna get, no matter what you do in life, you're gonna get challenges. That is just a fact. So yes, we are experiencing challenges here as well. And today I want to talk about some of the frustrations that I am experiencing running a plastic recycling factory. One of the frustrations is, let me start off with unexpected problems, unexpected issues, things that crops up that you don't expect in business or you didn't factor in your forecast, that things could go wrong, the threats. Right, so recently I had 3 motors burnt. One of them is a 55 kilowatt motor. That's the biggest one that we have, that runs the recycle machine. The first part, it burnt, even though it's running with a drive, and I understand. And I'm learning as well, because it's not like I'm a plastic recycling expert. I have identified a problem that I'm trying to be part of the solution. So I'm learning as I'm like going on in this journey, and I've learned that when you have a drive and the drive is running the motor, it's unlikely that the motor should burn. But in this case, it did burn, and we could say that maybe they were loading the machine too much. That's why it burnt, but we don't really know the reason. And for example, maybe we didn't have earthing correctly done. All these different factors. So 2 of them burned first, and then the 3rd one burned. That one really got me upset, because the third motor that burned, that one was direct negligence from the employees, because they wasn't watching the washer line. So we have a washer line right here, and we have these little, should I say, tanks, or what do you call it? We call it, a passage for the rubber going down the blow, right? These little tubes, right? This one used to face down. Right now it's facing straight, but it used to face down. So when the material was being spitting out, it's spitting directly down, and the workers wasn't watching it spitting down, because when it spits down, when it gets to a certain level, you have to remove it so that more can come down, so it doesn't choke this little machinery. So it choked. They wasn't watching it, so it choked it all the way to the top, all the way through the machine, to the point that it also choked here. So when I came and found it, it was choked all the way from here, all the way down. And this one is just clearly negligence of the workers. So I was not a happy guy. And this motor cost 2,500 to repair. And that one was even cheap. Well, I got it moderately, because the guy realized that I'm suffering, I'm going through some challenges. So he reduced the price for me, because I had 3 motors, or 2 motors that already burnt, like I said. And so yeah, these are some of the challenges that you face. So getting your team, employees, to understand the cost of fixing problems and the time wasted, because when you burn a motor, you have to wait for the motor to be fixed. So opportunities cost, you lose money, you lose production, and you still have to pay the team. So it's very frustrating, right? So these are some of the things that you don't think about. And some of the issues that we also had, one of the motor is a gear motor that runs this washing line. It turns the propellers. About 3 years ago, it started giving us some challenges because the gear side of the motor decided to go on holiday. It's spoiled. So we've been trying to find another motor, and we went the second-hand route where we buy, we come and test it, it's not working. We buy, we come and test it, it's not working. Finally, we decided to get a brand new motor, which was turning the propellers too fast. And we thought that the motor was high speed, but later, after trial and error, we discovered that the motor is not actually high speed, it's normal speed. But what we didn't factor in was that the sockets, or the sprockets, the teeth that the chains are running on, it was too small. That little thing there where the chains are running on, it was too small. And the smaller it is, the faster it runs. So it's a bit like a bicycle gear. When you're riding a bike, you know those bicycle has sprockets as well, where the chain runs on. The smaller the sprocket is, the faster it will go. And the bigger the socket is, it goes slower. And we didn't understand, but later it dawned on us that we need to also change the sprocket. So when we change the sprocket, that's when it slowed down. But this one was also very costly because I had to buy a lot of material, waste a lot of money. But I guess this is the tuition of life. When you're doing something you've never done before, you end up making mistakes unless you have someone that really, really, truly understands the business who can guide you. But unfortunately, it's not always the case. Sometimes some of the mistakes you have to learn. You have to learn yourself. You have to do try and error. And sometimes the people who have the experience, not all of them has experienced a certain situation. For example, I don't have experience in plastic recycling. It's not like something I studied at school, but the people who've experienced, they wedded this little thing and it was facing down. By using common sense, it doesn't make sense for this thing to face down. And that is the cause of the motor burning. It should face straight and spit the material straight. Because if it spits the material straight, it's going to get full at the far end before it gets full here. And that was the issue. For example, we created this little closer thing. If it's facing too much, if it's facing down, that means it's going to spit down. But if it faces up, for example, like this, it will spit. And sometimes I even use a stick and make it even straight so it spit. So this is all like using common sense to redo this. Now it has stopped that problem. So it's challenging. It's challenging. And I'm learning a lot. So, and also we have an alarm. Other issues that we have, that's inside though, one of the extruders. Actually, before I come to the alarm, one of the extruders, the screw broke, and that one cost me $1,300 to get it fixed. And that one broke not due to the fault of any employee. Sometimes things just happen, act of God. It broke, and I thought maybe the heaters wasn't heated properly, and maybe they started the machine without it should have been heated properly. But it was running, but then it decided to stop working. And then when he investigated, we noticed that the shaft is broken. So these are some of the setbacks. Another thing is the alarm. The alarm also spoiled. I think maybe due to high voltage, it may have spoiled the alarm. And that one we were trying to get it repaired. But right now I'm in the process of ordering some from China. I'll get one here to replace it. But I want to have some spares because when you buy here in Ghana, it's expensive. So I'm going to be ordering some spares in China so that we can have backup. And these are some of the things, like if you were like a Chinaman starting this business, you already understand the business. when they're coming from China, they have the means of getting spares for everything. So when something breaks down, they can just switch and change it and fix it. So if you want to start a plastic recycling factory, you have to really make sure that you are ready. If someone gives you a forecast and say it's going to cost you 10 cedis to start a plastic recycling factory, make sure you have 30 cedis or at least 20 cedis, because you're going to have like unexpected situations occurring that is really going to eat into your pocket. People disappointing you, people cheating you, so many issues. So getting the right team is critical. But I pray to God that I'll have the right team, the right people come our way, if we keep on trying. But we cannot give up. We cannot give up. That's one thing I said. You cannot give up, because if you give up, you lose. So we are still in it. Right now, the cutting machine, I ordered a brand new machine from China, which is it's working inside right now. It was giving us some problems where it keeps on blocking, but right now I've got another engineer to come have a look at it. So he's working closely with my operator to fix some of the issues. So we see how it goes.